Well, I remade the F1 486. Now it's time for the 286, the L-1. Let's get into this shit. The Georgia Penn System L-1 is a Class 286 locomotive. 50 of them were built between 1940 and 1942, and they remained in service until literally the end of steam on Georgia Penn System in 1962. Although, don't feel too bad though, the end of steam would only be temporary. It would only last about a little over a decade, as when the oil embargo of the 1970s came about, the Georgia Penn System would begin restoring a lot of their older steam locomotives back into service because of the diesel being way more expensive. 38 were saved in 1962, and the 38 that were saved were restored between 1978 and 1981, and they have served ever since then. Let's try and recreate this motherfucker. Shall we? Uh, okay, so first things first, I have to, grab the original base locomotive, which was the nickel plate Berkshire. For some reason, I don't know why, but when I went to go reinstall everything, there was two versions of the Berkshire for some reason. I have no idea why, but regardless, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, I don't even think it matters which version I use. I think it's just a matter of the drive wheels more than anything. So, does it matter? No, not really. So I'm just gonna, just because I'm lazy. I know, yeah, there's fireworks going off. I'm doing this on the 4th of July. I don't care. I do not care. Alright, I'm just gonna be real honest here. I do not care. So, but here's another thing. Just to make this a bit more interesting, I'm not only going to remake the L1s, but I'm also going to try and remake the original whistle that I used on them, which basically was the MTH Erie Triplex whistle. So let's just get this over with. So we'll save we'll just leave everything the way it is for the time being, and just get into everything else. I don't know, I just felt like making content out of making content again. That makes no sense on paper, but whatever. That, oh my god, really? I'll wait for paint.net to load again. Thankfully, hopefully this time I won't have to deal with the stupid update unlike the last time, is all I'm gonna say on that regard. Out of here for now. Time for the usual brightness and contrast thing that I do with every single one of my revamps slash locomotives. But you get the point. Okay, I missed the mark on that one, apparently. We're also gonna update the font on this to and we'll just stick with Georgia Penn. I think that's a fair assessment. Actually, you know what we can do? We can just copy and paste. This I'm going to copy and then paste, paste. Care. We'll just do that. There is some masking work we need to do here, so let's do that. And luckily, it's not that hard. It's basically all we have to do is just there. Now, oh wait, no, wait, hold on. I want to make sure I have literally the entire thing. Oh my! I missed a spot. How dare I? I still want to make sure it's actually, covered. So do that, then roll intermission music. we can just straight up submit the edits on this, and then move on to the drivers while we're doing, or while we're waiting for that. Well, it's not gonna take that long, but you know. Apparently I had caps lock on. I had no idea. Lol. Now, in terms of this, we're gonna pretty much do a similar thing as we did the F-146, but this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna grab these small pieces. We're gonna grab that small area. But granted, we're gonna have to do a bit of deselection. And select this. This may not be perfect because obviously it's gonna be a bit. This is not gonna be a perfect solution. I mean, granted, I could possibly make this a bit better, but I don't feel like it. So we're just gonna some overlay. We're gonna do this. But then we're gonna switch this to a multiply layer, and then we're gonna add. Actually, I think only one overlay layer will be enough. We want to invert the selection, grab dark gray, and go up to about 30, somewhere around there. So that's gonna. So there's that. Oh wait, no, this is the. Oh, that's the pilot truck. Okay. I don't know why I could have just left it the way it was, but I didn't. I didn't feel like it, so whatever. Actually, wait, no, hold up. Actually, this time around, we're gonna change the Timken text. We're gonna change it. We're gonna change this from Timken to a subsidiary of Georgia Penn System that you may have seen in Custom Content 43, Rolo bearings. Yeah, for once, my YouTube name actually has a purpose. To switch the actually no, let's go with SP Roman font this time because I think it would just be easier. And we're gonna increase the size of the font by like we're gonna have it at 20. What the? Actually, I think it needs to be a bit smaller. Maybe a tad bit smaller. There we go. Perfect. I might actually wait. Hold on. There we go. Now it's perfect. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna copy. Then we're gonna paste. Save those two. Because frankly, there's not much that needs to be done with this locomotive, except all the only real thing that's going to be the pain in the butt is the whistle part, which I don't expect anything less. L1. Wait. Oh, caps lock on. Get it. Now let's. Wait a minute. I thought I changed the name. What the? Oh. Oops. All right, now let's go to the config. Let's place the bogies with the ones we just made. 153. So we put 153. Put 15. Anyway, actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm gonna see if I can find the same engine. I think I have it still, but I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to. Okay, so heavy steam sound. Think I think it was this one. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna test it later. That's something I didn't do in the previous episode. We're actually gonna test this. Just make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. I think I'm gonna switch out. I think I'm gonna switch out the smoke script as well. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna hijack from the Penn L-1 Mikado. Where is the L-1? There it is. Doesn't matter which version, we just want the smoke script. We don't care which version we get it from, we just care about getting the smoke script out of this. Yeah. Alright. It's pretty much the same. Now, there was more cylinder steam in the last. There was more cylinder steam on the L1s, but I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna keep everything else the same. Nothing really. Okay, hold up. Actually, no, I almost forgot. There is one other thing I do want to do before I forget. And there is more fireworks going off, because of course there is. And... Alright, I'm back. So, let's see how we did.
Boo! You suck!
Well, already we have to do some adjusting, but that's something. Oh yeah, it's we also okay. Well, we're also gonna get rid of these because we don't need those. We also don't want. Where's the we'll just get rid of the animation speed. We'll just get rid of the animation altogether. I know some people are gonna get on my ass for it, but do I care? No, absolutely not. So I just don't care. That's just how it goes. So we also want to. All right. Anyway, so I did forget to do one thing: the auto running numbers. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. This is something I didn't do with the previous one because of this is what I didn't do with the F1486 because it wasn't really necessary. But in this case, it is actually necessary because I want to replace the font with the classic, you know, the classic Georgia Penn System SP Roman font. I thought I select. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Can I just? Oh, I forgot like two. I forgot like one of them. Like I said before, if it's unaligned, it's unaligned. I don't really care. The whole thing with these is we're gonna delete them and then we're gonna replace them with the ones we have already. So. Alright, we're in Trainz. We are on my plains route, my generic plains route that's rather short. And y'all have seen this in Custom Content 43 among few other videos. a random trench clip series, whatnot. Anyway, it's time to see how this thing looks, or how this thing operates. You get the point. I'm definitely going to get rid of that because if you remember correctly, these locomotives no longer have a secondary whistle, they have a secondary air horn, being an Amtrak K5 LA. Will I find a mesh for that? Probably not, because honestly it's going to be hidden. Like, the lore I had for these locomotives was that they were hidden. They actually do like the smaller text. I think it's a lot more modest, but I like it in that regard. And those are certainly a nice touch. And you already know why I did that. Yep. I guess I did choose the right answer.